Well, the Education Minister Ramesh Pokhriyall said that the entrance exam will be conducted on the demand of the students. But over 17 lakh candidates have also downloaded the admit cards for the engineering medical entrance exam so far. Well, we have a parent, Mr. Srinath. Mr. Srinath, can you hear me? Hello, Mr. Srinath.
Yes, I'm able to hear you.
Well, yes, Mr. Srinath. Well, I would like to ask you, do you think JEE any exams to be postponed or not?
As a parent, I feel it's better it is conducted because already the academic year has lost 2 or 3 months. So it is better the exam is conducted and other formalities are over so that the students can attend the classes at the earliest at least. So I believe, as a parent, I feel, and not only me, most of the others with whom I interact also carry the same opinion.
Right. Well, yes, Mr. Srinath, I would like to ask you, could you please tell me the reasons why the JEE and NEET exams to be postponed or if are to be held? Can you please give me some reasons?
Yeah, actually, we have both the standpoints of view and both are equally valid. Actually, those who are really protesting for the postponement of the examinations are also carrying some kind of right views regarding this because sometimes some places in India are such that they are flooded. They are really having so many other geographical and other problems. COVID situation is very worse in some places. And also there are some natural calamities are also prevailing in some places. So it is difficult for the parents to make their child appear our country. Both this NEET and JEE are considered to be the premier examinations here, entrance examinations in India. And so parents want their children to be in the right frame of mind to take up such examinations. And so they require some sort of time so that they make the children focus upon the examination, and they also seek the safety of their students because the safety is of paramount importance here. And so what is really needed is that the parents want some time before they make their children focus on this and make them appear for this examination. It is valid, but when we take the entire student community into picture or focus,
right.
What happens is that the majority of them are seeking for the conduct of the examination at the earliest.
Right.
While only a fraction of the people are seeking such postponement, and the government of India naturally wants to take up the opinion or honor the opinion of the majority.
Right.
Also, the government of India has made consultations with so many educational institutions, then the heads of the educational institutions, also the educationists, psychologists, parapsychologists, with everyone, so
right.
that they would take the right decision. They have also taken into consideration the health experts' opinion regarding the COVID situation in different parts of the country, and they too got some positive response saying that though the peak is yet to come, but still these examinations cannot be withheld any long because the academic year is already getting truncated, and so with only 6 months left for the actual classes to operate, they feel that the entrance exam be conducted in the month of September, and so that the formalities would be over in September, October, and so at least by November the students will be in a position to appear themselves before the teacher and learn something out of it.
Right.
So that is the opinion of most of the parents, and also the government of India has been really kind enough to give consent for the conduct of the examination. So we are really happy because my daughter is also planning to appear for the NEET examination, and she is also focusing, she is also in a position to take up this challenge.
Right. Yes, Mr. Srinath, I would like to ask you, there are only 55.36% students want to postpone these JEE and NEET exams. So that means all the other students are ready to give up their exams, right?
Yeah, they are really ready because the preparation doesn't begin 2 or 3 months prior to the examination. Actually, it is a very lengthy preparation spanning over more than 2 to 3 years, and so every parent knows once their child completes the 10th standard examination, they will sit together and they will focus which she or he is going to take up, and accordingly they will also make him take up the challenge of this particular examinations, because if a student is planning to take up the medical career, then NEET is their target and they set their mind accordingly, tune it, and so the 2 years preparation would go simultaneously along with this junior college, or what you call 10+2 system of education. So there is no need to panic on the part of the student. The only worry about the student is their personal safety, because they have to reach the examination center in time with the right frame of mind and without any type of infections cropping upon them or encroaching upon them. And they have to be safe even during the examination center, because the authorities have to provide the necessary sanitation over there, and they also have to provide the other things like physical distancing,
Right.
and making the facial mask mandatory. All these things, if the examination centers provide, then naturally it will be good for the students to appear before the to take up the challenge of this particular JEE or NEET and come out in flying colors. Because already I will tell you one thing, as a parent I have seen the students or my children really undergoing a lot of pressure, trauma, and so much of every day there is so much of pressure accumulating within them. So
Right.
until and unless they give this particular examination, whatever be the results, now
Right.
no one is bothered about the outcome or the result. Their intention is only to give the examination and do their best.
Exactly,
Perform well.
Mr. Srinath. I definitely agree with your point, but don't you think it's really risky now to, conduct JEE and NET exams, because as cases day by day are surging, like getting high. So don't you think it is a big risk for the students to risk their lives for these exams?
Yeah, it is risky, but it is also equally important to keep up the morale of the students, because
Right.
any break in the educational system would really prove to be detrimental to the very mindset of the students. This I know very well. So I am also encouraging my child to take up this particular examination, whatever be the outcome, because it is good for them to be connected with the particular thing.
Right.
All these physical measures or other things, health measures, anyhow, now we are habituated to COVID. I think you agree with me.
Right.
Because it is some 3 to 4 months we are living in consonance with this coronavirus. So we are used to all the different modalities which we have to follow during this particular pandemic.
Right.
So we have to be little bit extra careful and see to it that the examination hall is also sanitized and the students don't interact with them too closely. And so if this ordeal is completed, actually
Right.
it is only for 2 or 3 days, and if this is completed, naturally a bright future awaits them.
Right.
This is the thinking pattern which I am carrying, and which I think most of my friends are also having.
Right. Also, Mr. Srinath, I would like to ask you, while the Supreme Court also gave its final verdict on UGC guidelines, well, also the court has already allowed the National Testing Agency to go ahead with its plan and conduct, JEE main exams and NEET exams starting from tomorrow, right? Well, what do you have to say on this? The Supreme Court also have issued the order.
I am really thankful to the Supreme Court of India. I always have the deepest regard and respect for the apex court of this country, and they have rightly given this order, because the National Testing Authority, if it is having the authority of the Supreme Court of India, naturally it would go ahead with its own plans of conducting the examinations without any hitch, because to conduct this examination is a very big thing.
Right.
It is not an easy task, because so many lakhs of students across the country are to be allotted centers. They have to be given the right type of seating, and other arrangements have to be made. Invigilators have to be present there. Then everything has to take place without the
Right.
least trouble to the students or to the people who are associated with this particular examination.
Right.
So much care has to be taken. That too, in the wake of the COVID, all the eyes are on the people who are conducting this examination. So people are doubly careful. They are rechecking everything, and it has to be conducted in foolproof manner. So the authorities are working day and night to make it a reality. We understand this, and we really thank the Supreme Court of India for giving the permission for the National Testing Authority to conduct the prestigious examinations of JEE and NEET this year. because all the while we were really worried whether this exam would be conducted or not.
Right.
And now with the dictates of this particular apex court, we are happy that the exam will be conducted. And so, not only my child, some others who are really, I have really seen personally, that's why I am pleading for the conduct of the examination, because student works not less than 15 to 16 hours a day.
Right.
They really struggle day and night. They have the single focus of getting a very good rank in the particular examinations. So their entire focus is on that. In fact, it forms the life of them.
Right.
If that is the case, then these COVID and other infections or viral things, they don't matter much.
Right.
But then the career is more important, and as a parent, I am well aware of my own duties and responsibilities. So I will be with her, I will take all the care and precaution, and I will see to it that she does not have any kind of problem while taking the examination. So not only me, like that all the parents would naturally support, because all the while we have been toiling only to make her get a very good rank so that she can join into some of the best medical schools of
Right.
this country. So if that dream is coming into a reality, we are really in a way happy for that.
Yes, definitely. Also, Mr. Srinath, I would like to ask you, don't you think that government should take special measures for students for JEE and NEET as the exams are going to conduct? Well, as we're talking about the Jharkhand government allows public transport for the students who are writing entrance exam for JEE and NEET. Don't you think our government should take extra measures for students?
Yeah, I think that is the best way of supporting us, because instead of playing politics over the issue of conduct of the examinations, it is better for the government to take these extra measures, as you rightly pointed out, and make the children, that is the students, comfortable in taking the examination. And the best way is to provide the transportation. The logistics is very important.
Right.
The student has to reach the examination hall safely. Then there also sanitization should be there, and all these measures should be rechecked by the authorities before the student enters the examination hall. And even during the exam time also, all the necessary COVID precautions should be taken. They should be provided with the safe drinking water, and other facilities should be there. And
Right.
thus, if government takes up all these things, really every parent will be happy, like me, because we only want government to extend their help to make our children take this particular examination, which is it is the life turning point for them. If the student cannot make it now, he will never make it in his lifetime.
Definitely,
It's a
Mr.
do or die
Srinath.
situation.
Yes, Mr. Srinath, I will definitely agree to your point, but also I'm talking about the students who are literally going through a lot of stress because of these entrance exams. What do you have to say about this? Because there was a student named Vikram. He hanged himself because of overstress, because they have scheduled the dates of JEE and NEET. Don't you think that there are also students who are struggling, who are getting into stress because of these? Don't you think it is too early to conduct exams at this point of time, especially?
Actually, here the part of the parents is very important, because they should make they should not put the student to undue stress. Most of the parents, they err by making undue forces or stress or expectations upon their children.
Right.
That is proving very, very wrong. And in some cases, even the students are taking up the course like hanging or such detrimental things they are following, because they are not able to, if they feel that they are not able to fulfill the wishes of their parents, naturally they have no alternative left with for them. That is why they are taking to such extreme measures.
Right.
So the parent has to be really concerned. Actually, joining into good colleges, getting a very high score is desirable. But that doesn't mean that the student has to be coerced or should be put into undue stress. We in our house, we never give stress or coercion to our child. We only tell her, you work hard to read with the real interest.
Right.
Because the science is so fascinating that the more you read, you feel like going into the deeper realities of the existence. Like that, we encourage her to take up the study as a challenge, not as a stress. That is why she is able to perform well during her academic stream, and now we are pretty well sure that she will come out in flying colors, even in the NEET examination also. We only tell her, you read the subject and whatever you know, you present there. If you get a good rank, you will be joining a good college. Otherwise, there are so many alternatives, alternate courses available for the student to excel in life. This is not the only way.
Right.
Like that we tell her, we don't demoralize her at any point. So she is naturally very happy with her preparation, and she is also looking forward eagerly to take up this challenge of the NEET examination, which is to be conducted next month.
Right.
So,
But
like that it should be. It should not be a kind of curse over the students. It should be a blessing upon them.
exactly, that is what my point is, because as there are many students are struggling, they are into stress. So I feel
Yes.
maybe they should postpone the exams. What do you have to say on this? So you are for it or you're against it?
Yeah, I think in most of the ways I'm against it, because actually postponing the examination is not the right thing which is to be done at this particular point of time. I am not speaking from the perspective of my child alone, but I am taking the entire student community into my focus and I am pleading for them. I actually say this way, I put it this way,
Right.
because there are some problems in one part of the country or some agitation or disturbance. We can't curtail aspirations or bring down the academic progression of all the students.
Right.
So I really feel sorry. I really feel very bad for those students who are really having a tough time over there. And I wish them success next time. Because if they are not able to take up this year, it's better for them to take the examination next time
Right.
with added preparation and outlook. Really, I wish them a very good place in life. But the thing is, the student community is eagerly waiting. They have already completed their preparations.
Right.
Now all that they want is to sit in that examination hall and finish that ordeal. Only
Right.
that much is needed.
Right.
So with due care regarding the COVID and other precautions, naturally it is possible for them to appear before that examination and complete it and come out flying. Really, that's going to make a huge, impact upon their lives.
Right. Also, Mr. Srinath, I would like to ask you, well, there is a lot of political agenda going on because the Congress people have started the campaign to postpone these NEET and JEE. And also Congress leader Digvijay Singh also, he urges Center and also Supreme Court to postpone the exams. Well, I guess there is a political agenda going on in these, in JEE and NEET exams also.
Yeah, definitely you have come out with the right point,
Right.
because they are trying to politicize even the entrance examinations, which form the most important aspect of the student community.
Right.
Now they want to bring politics into the life of the students also, which is really unbelievable.
Right.
Actually, the Congress party has lost all its confidence in the people. It is really suffering without any proper leadership.
Right.
It is the main purpose of the party is now to bring about some kind of leadership change within the party, and they have to focus on their internal matters first.
Right.
Before really trying to disturb the mood of the students. Really, if a student who is really in a position who is two-way, like whether to take or not, if he gets such kind of support from some parties, he feels that the exam be postponed.
Right.
So that is not going to prove right. Everyone must encourage the student. Yes, you can take it. Whatever you know, you present it. It's
Right.
okay, because under the stress of all these things, we understand the situation, so we don't really have a count over your performance.
Right.
But just do to the extent possible. If they give such encouraging and positive words to the students, really that will prove to be useful to them. But
Right.
politicizing, then making such unwanted comments really is not the need of the hour. The need of the hour is to infuse enthusiasm, positivity, and a kind of moral boosting statements to the students
Right.
who are to take up this very challenging examination.
Right. Also, as we can see that there are many people rejecting it. Coming to Delhi, Lieutenant Governor Anil Bajal has also rejected this proposal by, to postpone NEET and JEE exams 2020. and also has given permission for holding entrance exam in the city, and also his decision to go ahead with the exams come amid objection raised by the Delhi government because of the student safety amid this pandemic. What do you have to say on this? Because we can see that there are many people who wants to postpone these exams.
Actually, it is again a case of political vendetta, because the
Right.
Delhi government is always vehemently opposing all the moves of the ruling government. As you can observe, not only in this context, in every pretext, whatever
Right.
the government says, it has become a fashion with the Delhi government to object to it.
Yes.
Even if it is proving right also, if it is logical also, if it is the right thing also, they say it is not required and they oppose it vehemently. That has become the party policy of the Kejriwal government at Delhi.
Right.
But that is not going to prove well. The examinations, if the students are not willing to take up the examinations, why will so many lakhs of students download their hall tickets?
Yeah, they also started giving the admit cards, right? Or many of
Yeah,
the students. There is a majority.
Yes, how will we see that particular situation? If nobody is interested, nobody would come forward to take a download or accept the admit card. But
Yes.
that has not been the case. The students are really willing, they have downloaded, they are ready with admit cards, they are really waiting for the day to crack the examination.
Yes.
When it is crystal clear, what is the point in pulling all these things like this is not going to prove good, this is not going to prove nice for the Kejriwal party, because Kejriwal being an educated person,
Right.
he should lead a party standing at the, in front of the masses, but this person is really trying to misguide everyone.
Right.
This is not really nice for him and
Right.
for the party and for the student community.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Srinath, for joining us on live.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.